What's good, Tano? Today's video is very special because it's about the Monkey King Wukong Prime, one of the most used Warframes in the game, and he's really special. And this video was based on a request, so always let me know in the comments below what you want to see next. Now, whether you are starting out in Warframe or you are a veteran, in this video I will show you how to take your Wukong Prime from level 1 enemies to level 9999 steel path, destroying it, baby. Let me show you first what this Warframe capable of at level cap. Welcome back, Tano. I hope you enjoyed the speedrun. I told you this Warframe is really special. So who is Wukong? Wukong is a simian warrior and he is a mountain of strength. Wukong deals heavy damage and high survivability, and his quick trickster tactics is unforgettable. Let me show you first how to get this amazing Warframe. Now, the normal version of Wukong Prime is obtainable from the Tanu lab. You just head there in your clan and you type here Wukong. As you can see, the blueprint, the Wukong system, neuroptics, and the chassis. Now, you need to know that the chassis requires 4 nitane extract. The Wukong neuroptics will require 2 nitane extract. The system does require nitane, just 2 argons, and the Wukong will not require you any nitane. So, how you get nitanes? The best ways to get nitanes is from your Nightwave. You head to Create Offerings, and you as a new player, my biggest advice for you, get as many nitanes as possible, as you will need them for a future builds. Now, if you don't have a Nightwave and stuff like that, it's alright. You can head to the Reactor Sabotage caches. They have a chance to drop the nitane extract, but the chance is 0.67%. You will struggle a lot, so I highly recommend going for your Nightwave and getting them from there would be easier for you. Now, of course, the other option, you can get them from the market for 275 platinum. I don't advise this. Just go and farm him and don't ruin your experience in Warframe. And you are in luck, because by the time I'm recording this video, 31 January 2025, and it's the day of the release of this video as well, Wukong Prime is available on Varzia rotation, so you can go and get the Leaf S13, Leaf N13, Neo Z9, and Mesu W2, and you go unlock those relics and farm him. Now, I don't recommend you get him for Regal Aya or you get the Wukong Prime pack at all. Alright, doesn't matter how attractive it sounds. Never get Prime parts with Regal Aya, get only the accessories. Now, if you're watching this video in the future, you may ask your friend to unlock some relics of Wukong for you, or you get it from other players. Otherwise, you will have to wait for it until it becomes unvaulted. But what's the difference between Wukong Prime and Wukong? First thing you need to know in Warframe, when a Warframe become a Prime, they don't increase the stats like strength, efficiency, range, and duration, not at all. And they don't change the kit of the Warframe, means the abilities, power or duration or whatever. What they change is the base stats, health, shield, armor, energy, and sprint speed. For example, the Prime version is higher than the normal one. For example, 345 shield against 270, 290 armor against 265, and 145 energy against 130. 1.05 sprint speed against 1, and that's the difference between the normal version and the Prime one. Of course, you go for the Prime one for the extra stats and the look, of course, but they don't change the stats. Maybe in the future they would consider this. And by looking at the screen, you already know what time it is. It's the time for Wukong Prime Kit, as we always take beginners friendly approach, explaining Wukong for players that doesn't have any clue about him or veterans trying to learn a tip or trick here and there. His passive: after taking fatal damage, Wukong automatically uses one of his mastered survival techniques. These techniques can only be invoked 3 times per mission. And I hope developers one day utilize Wiki, or Warframe Wiki, to go in more details about each ability for Thanos to understand without going to Wiki and so on. Now, these techniques they talk about, they are not actually 3 techniques, they are actually 5 techniques, but only 3 will be randomly generated for you. So you'll be using one of them. So now, The first one, called Prime Forces, it will give you 300% elemental damage for 60 seconds as a buff. The second one, called Heavily Cloaked, you will be invisible for 30 seconds. The third one, called Cosmic Armor, you will be invulnerable for 30 seconds. The Monkey Luck, enemies killed yield extra loot drop for 60 seconds. And Sly Alchemy is the fifth one. Orbs are 4 times more effective for 60 seconds. Hope this helps you out navigate through his passive. And Wukong first ability, Celestial Twin. Shedding a part of himself, Wukong creates a twin to fight by his side. Now first thing you want to know is the twin Warframe and weapon stats are affected by Wukong equipped mods. And the twin will not utilize galvanized mods kill bonuses, as the bonus is tied as a buff to only players. Now, the health multiplier affects both health and shields of the twin. Celestial Twin will cycle its weapon depending on Wukong equipped weapon, and on weapon with alternate fire, only the primary mode will be used. Now, for example, if a weapon primary fire is, let's say, burst, and the second one is AoE, he will use only the burst. The twin also shares its ammo reserve with Wukong, and it's capable of looting ammo pickups as well. Inactivity in the game penalty will cause the twin to cease all activity until you go back to play the game again by moving around. So they stop players from going AFK and letting the twin handle the mission. And now second ability, called the Cloud Worker. Evaporate into a cloud of mist and float through the battlefield, dazing any enemies encountered while healing Wukong and his twin. This is really amazing ability, to be honest, and this is what makes Wukong very famous. The Cloud Worker. Turning invisible for 2 seconds when you cast it in this form. Also, it gives you 300% movement speed, and while traveling in the cloud, Wukong is invulnerable to any source of damage. Enemies that come within the cloud radius is stunned for 2 seconds, and they're open for melee finishers. For the ones that want to get melee crescendo filled up, the buff is not affected by sprint speed like rush or parkour speed buffs or lightning dash. Now, the Cloud Worker does not trigger sensor bars, laser barriers, and security cameras, and can pass through spy defenses without triggering alarms. Makes him one of the best spy missions Warframe. Wukong third ability, Defy. Wukong and his twin become invulnerable and defy enemies to attack. All damage is captured, stored, and dealt back in a single furious strike of a Wukong staff. Bonus armor is then granted relative to the damage captures. But what that game doesn't tell you is that you become invulnerable to damage and stat effects, increase his threat level, and taunt enemies into attacking him, and the clowns does the same. Any damage Wukong takes while in the stance is absorbed and multiplied. Wukong cleanses himself of any negative statue effects. Now, this is his helminth ability that he subsumed for, but this is an option to replace it with another helminth ability or the fourth ability, but depends on your playstyle. Wukong fourth ability, it's his exalted weapon, Primal Fury. Summon the Iron Staff and unleash Fury. Simple as that, it's exalted weapon. But what the game doesn't tell you is the damage is distributed between 68% impact damage and 32% slash damage. The Iron Staff has a 2 critical multiplier, critical damage in case you don't know what's that, 25% critical chance and 30% statue chance. The damage is affected by ability strength, and while officially the set mod bonuses does not affect the exalted weapon, with the exception of the sacrificial mod set, the gladiator mod set will still apply if equipped on another melee weapon, the normal melee weapon, not the exalted weapon directly, but still you can benefit, for example, from the critical damage of it. The Iron Staff cannot be equipped with acolyte mods like Blood Rush and Weeping Wound or Amalgam mods, and the damage isn't affected by combo multipliers. Now, a lot of channels, including myself, I like to take down Primal Fury for helminth abilities, but level capping many times with him so often and learning different techniques and reading a lot of wiki about Wukong Prime. In today's video, I will change your mind about the Primal Fury and I will show you how powerful it can become. But first, let's talk about his augments. Starting first with the Celestial Twin. Celestial Stomp. Celestial Twin augment hold to command the twin to perform a slam attack, suspending enemies in the air within 20 meters for 25 energy. The Cloud Walker got enveloping cloud. Cloud Walker augment allies within 4 meters of the cloud become invisible for enemies for 14 seconds if you want to play a support. Defy doesn't have an augment. Primal Fury Primary Fury Augment, killing an enemy increase critical chance by 15%, the increase decays by 1% per second, and it's affected by ability strength, which makes this ability really cool with that augment. Now let's talk about what I think the best helmet abilities to use on him. If you're building him for shield recharge, you can go Condemn or Pillage. If you're building him to slow down enemies and CC them, you can go for Gloom, Resonator, or you can go for Breach Surge. Amazing, very awesome ability for radiation proc, so enemies attack each other and increase of your damage. If you want to boost your damage, you can go with Zata Whisper, Eclipse, or Roar. These are the options. You don't need, like for example, to make him invisible with Evade or Quiver. He doesn't need that at all. He become invisible with his second ability for 2 seconds and become invulnerable. And then you got the two powerful ones, which I think are the best for him, which is Nourish or Tempest Barrage. Tempest Barrage with the Augment will provide you with Corrosive and Viral. Nourish will provide you with Viral and Energy, depends on the style. Let me know in the comments below what is your favorite helmet ability to use on a Wukong Prime. Also, since the mods doesn't affect the speed, Molt from Sarin is really good to boost the cloud speed when you go for speedrun relics or whatever, trying to compete with Titania, which will beat you in some way, but whatever, let's move on. Now, as you know, before I build a weapon or warframe, I rely on my method called DVS. D stands for how I'll be dealing damage, what elements I'll be using, and what faction I'll be fighting, what my warframe or my weapon has to offer in the table. After I check Warframe Wiki for advantages, disadvantages, bugs, what works with what and what doesn't work with what. V stands for how I proc 10 stacks of viral to make enemies vulnerable by 325% more damage to their HP, which is really crazy and awesome. S stands for how I strip enemies armor. By lowering enemies armor, you lower enemies damage reduction, so you deal higher damage. Very obvious and easy to understand. So how you actually armor strip enemies, there is two ways, either corrosive or a helmet ability to armor strip the enemies. The helmet abilities is easy to understand, you just tap and they're stripped. But the corrosive comes tricky in here, as the corrosive, the first stack will go with 26% lowering armor, and then every stack after it will be 6666, but it's capped at 80%, until, for example, you use 2 Emerald Archon shards to push the stacks of corrosive from 10 to 14, so you actually armor strip with your weapon or any source of corrosive except your companion. I hope this helped you out. And of course, you know, in my weapons, I don't use any Rivens, so because I can't expect you to have Rivens or spend your platinum, your precious platinum, of course, on any Rivens, so I make sure to benchmark my builds, so for you to be able to copy them without any worry. Now let's talk about what's the Archon shards I'll be using for my Wukong. First thing first, I'll be using 2 Emerald Archon shards to push the stacks of corrosive from 10 to 14, you already know why. And then I'll be using 2 melee critical damage. What it does is gain 37% melee critical damage when max energy is over 500. The damage boost is double. And you need to make sure that your energy is more than 500 on your Wukong. And then yellow shard for the casting speed, 37.5%. Now, if you don't have the Tau Forged purple ones, it's okay, you can use normal ones. And if you don't have the purple ones, it's okay, you can use just red one for melee critical damage right there. If you don't have any Tau Archon shards, it's alright, Tau Forge is not necessary. If you don't have casting speed Tau Forge, it's okay, you can use one normal Amber shard. If you don't have it, it's okay, there is no worry. If you don't have the 2 Emerald Archon shards, you will lack stripping enemies, alright? But there is a different ways in the game. Let me know in the comments below if you don't have that to help you maneuver around it. Now, as always, if you don't like my methods on how I'll be armor stripping and proccing viral, you can check this sheet right here. It can help you maneuver around that to find your own style. Now, before we move any further in the video, you need to learn about shield gating. But wait, whether you like it or not, if your warframe has shield, you are shield gating without even knowing it. But the difference is, at low level missions, normal star shard or low level steel path, enemies hit you and you are invulnerable and you move on and you don't really care about shield gating. But when you reach a level cap, the slightest bullet or even enemies look at you, you actually lose your shield, and then shield gate mechanics come into play, unless your warframe can offer invulnerability or can offer a shield recharging or something to stay alive. Now, what's shield gating? In Warframe, the developers designed shield gating to help Warframe survivability, so if you receive a fatal blow, even 1 billion, you don't actually die. You lose your shield burst, your screen glitch, you enter gate phase. During the gate phase, you are invulnerable. That invulnerability has a duration. That duration is affected by how much shields you actually have. So it's capped at 1150 shields for 2.5 seconds. Unless you're playing Hildren or you're in a team with Hildren, it goes up to 3.5 seconds. So the idea of shield gating, when you reach the gate phase, you try to return your shield or run away or go operator or react or do something. Just don't stand still until the gate phase finish, and then enemies will have access to hit you in your HP. Now, some enemies can proc toxin on you, which bypass the shield and bypass the gate. They will just like go and take down your HP. For that, you need to cleanse yourself with certain abilities or rolling with roll a guard. So, how you return your shield? That's how we're gonna find out now on the build. And I highly recommend you pay very good attention from this moment on, as everything will really matter. Now, starting with the build. The aura, brief respite. The abilities you use will consume energy. That energy will be converted to shield. So every time your shield gate, so the screen shakes, before enemies hit you in your HP, cast any of your abilities so you can get that a bit of shield so you can gate again. So I highly recommend use the second ability, Cloud Walker, or spam Tempest Barrage, which is the helminth ability we're going to be using today. So cast any of his abilities, you'll be fine. Now, except the fourth one, it doesn't contribute to the shield gating mechanics. Near Anguish, parkour velocity, and increase your slam attack by 100%. Now, before you make some judgment here, there, listen. This build is not only slam. I will show you a variety of style and a variety of builds. Just bear with me. Bring your popcorn. Alright. So, Precision Intensify, 90% ability strength for the fourth ability. It goes like 245%. There you go. 36 critical chance. Now, Primate Continuity for duration. Stretch for ability range. Viral Tempest to make the Tempest Barrage procs corrosive, and with the viral tempest you proc viral as well, so that's the V and S together in one ability with the two emerald archon shards to armor strip those enemies, and you will see how important that is. Give me a second. Primal Rage is the augment for the fourth ability. Killing an enemy increase critical chance by 15%, the increase decays by 1%, and there you go, critical chance is affected 36% because Precision Intensify and Transfortitude for ability strength and minus duration, Flow for energy, Rolling Guard for bad situation like fires, etc, or lack of energy. Arcane Fury on critical hit, 60% chance for 180% melee damage to melee weapons for 18 seconds. Arcane Energize on energy pickup, 60% chance to rebalance 150 energy to self and allies within 15 meters. Of course, you can take down Arcane Energize and replace it with two purple archon shards. They work like equilibrium. Now, starting first with replacement, because I know you guys love a lot the replacement. Now, if you don't want, now here how it goes. If you're going to use a melee weapon and you're not going to use the Primal Fury, this Primal Rage, you don't need it. So what you want, you use a Slam, Near a Hatred, for example, to get you the 200% Slam because you're using another weapon. For example, Magistar, some Potis, Arcatetron, I don't know, Scana. I have tons of builds for Slam in the channel. Check them out. Okay, so that's that. For this video, I'm using the Primal Rage and I'm using this one. It works with the Primal Fury, and it works with any slam weapon, and you will see that in a second. Now, if you don't like Primal Rage and you want to get your shield gating to 2.5 seconds instead of 1.5 because you feel you are not surviving well enough, Primal Redirection is your solution to get the shield gate back to 2.5 seconds. Okay, so you see the solutions here I'm giving you. Now, if the knockdown sometimes piss you off and stuff, all you have to do, replace Near Anguish with Primal Sure-Footed to resist the knockdown, right about here. But if you don't have Primal Sure-Footed because it requires 400 days login, it's okay. Handspring will do the job. Easy? Easy. Alright. Now, that's pretty much most of the replacements you want to think about. Okay. Now, if you are a new player and you don't have the primed mods, it's okay. You can use the normal continuity in here, and you can replace flow right about here with the normal flow. Okay? Easy as that. Don't let the fact that you don't have primed mods like scare you away from this build. The rest of the mods are really simple to get, and I will show you how to get them in a second. Alright. Now, moving on. The weapon I'll be using is Magistar to slam. But you can use some pots, Arcatetron, builds in the channel. Go check the channel. If they are all there, you will enjoy. I have a playlist called Level 9999. Tons of builds for level cap right there. So, Evolution 1, Evolution 2, Evolution 3, Evolution 4, and this is the Magistar build I'll be using. Alright? Right about here. So, Slam Blast and Melee Crescendo. What Melee Crescendo does, simply gain 6 initial combo for the rest of your mission when you perform Finisher. But how you perform Finisher? If you watch the tip and trick on the abilities, the second abilities can open enemies for Finisher for you, so you don't need any source of Finisher. But if you want, you can go Bronco, hit this in the ground, augment. You can go with Naramon, second ability Slinging, Finisher. You can go with Vazarin, second ability Ragdolling enemies in the ground, which is the fastest. You can go with Aereo mods on your primary or your Warframe. I don't recommend on Warframe, go in your primary weapon. Hit them when you are mid-air, aim and hit, and they open for Finisher, and easy as that. And I will show you how to do that. Now, Primal Smite Arcane, if you don't have that one, of course, you can use the normal Smite Arcane. Okay? Easy. That. Primal Pressure Point, if you don't have the Primal Pressure Point, you can use the normal Pressure Point. Okay? You don't have Amalgam Organ Shatter, it's okay. Use the Organ Shatter. Okay? Easy as that. And I will show you how to farm all these mods in a second. Now, for our Iron Staff, we go like so. Don't tell DE, we're gonna talk about it in a second. Primal Fury, Dreamer's Wrath, Primal Pressure Point, Primal Smite Hurricane, multiplicative damage against the faction. Killing, and you wanna switch it, depends on the faction you're fighting. Killing Blow, 120% melee damage on heavy attack and 60% heavy attack wind up speed. Galvanized Steel for 110 critical chance on heavy attack 2 times 220 and 30% chance critical damage for 20 seconds except to 4 times 1.2 critical damage. And Primed Fever Strike for Toxin, Shock and Touch for electricity, Organ Shatter for critical damage, Gladiator Might for critical damage, and we're running a 50,000 damage right about here on heavy attacks. Now, you're ready. You cannot have a Riven for this. Now, when it comes to Companion, you got Nautilus Prime, alright? As you can see, Cordon to pull enemies, Duplex for more for the clones, Assault to attack, Vacuum to pull the loot, Manifold for more Cordon and abilities, Redirection for shield, armor, health, Fire rate, and Tenacious Bond for 1.2 critical damage, 1.2 critical multiplier, 120% critical damage. If your sentient weapon has a 50% and more critical chance. Now, for that comes a problem. If you have a Verglass with a Riven, you are good to go. You just need to have like a critical chance and you will reach, because Verglass is the best sentient weapon in the game right now. But if you don't have Verglass, you can either use my build for the Volclock right about here. You go, alright, with a full vigilante set available, and you can reach 105 critical chance. If you don't want the Volclock, and I really don't recommend Volclock much unless you're starting out, you can use the Prime Laser Rifle for 60%. Of course, you can build this around like priming and all, alright? Like for example in Mesa here, Viral and Slash and all this kind of stuff, alright? This is not a companion video, right? And even if you want, you can go for the Burst Laser Prime, and you just put all the stuff in there. And I just noticed that I want to update my builds for my companions with Burst Laser and so on to give you a variety of options in the channel about critical chance. So Leon, stay tuned for that. Now let's start with the first style you want to play, which is using a slam weapon, Magister, Sampotus, Arcatitron, whatever it is. You go in the clouds like so, and when they are stunned, you can open them for finisher like so. Stand up, you have 2 seconds to perform a finisher like so. Boom, you go. Boom. Just use the cloud near them like so and cancel the cloud, and you'll be finishing them off, and so you will be collecting your combo. Let's get to the 12 combo multipliers by doing the same thing. Now we are at 2. Now, after you get all your 12 combo multiplier, let's raise the enemy level to 225, which is the highest available right now until Technosite Weapons comes out. Maybe we get a bit more than that when we reach Legendary 5. And here we go. Now I will show you how you actually play this. First, you summon your Ascendian, right? Your Celestial Twin right about there. And then, of course, he can be priming them like so with Epitaph, or you can flip the weapon. He'll be using the last weapon that you used, right? As you can see, he's going crazy in there. And then, simply, you jump on the air, right? And then you slam. And that's 72 million. Let's do it one more time. And of course, if your Celestial Twin got a weapon with Corrosive, he can armor strip the enemies for you, utilizing the 2 Emerald Archon shards as well. Alright, look at this, he's armor stripping them, and he's good to go. Right, so all I have to do, using my second ability, and then kaboom, enemies, and that's what you're gonna keep doing. Boom, boom. Now, to enhance this style, all you have to do is you go like slam, roll, and go second ability. Slam, roll, Go second ability to cancel the slam lock-in, like so. Okay, so slam, roll, lock-in. Slam, roll, lock-in. Easy as that. Now, let me show you what happened when we actually use full DVS from your companion, from your the Celestial Twin, or from your Tempest Barrage, like on this target flyer right here. Alright, boom, 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 going up, and then kaboom. 158 or 190 million, and you're good to go. You can destroy any enemy, no matter what level they are gone. Alright, so this is the first style you can play him in. Now let's move further and deeper. Now this time what we're going to do, we're going to keep everything the same. All we're going to be using is his Iron Staff with the first build right here. This build you can play it in two different ways. Either you can just go to the enemies like I'm just gonna right now, like so, and you'll be like hitting them like this. Activate it. Gonna be hitting them like so. You can see, you can activate the Tanukai, and you're good to go. But to be honest with you, yeah, that's 1 million right there. Combo actually doesn't affect this guy, alright? That's what Wiki said, but we'll see how this works later on. As you can see, we're doing really good, but that's not the style I'd like to play him in. Okay, now if you put full DVS, right, stripping them on viral, you can see we escalated the 403 million, so on and so on, and even level cap you can kill like this. Okay, but to be honest with you, this is not my style on playing this guy. Actually, let me show you, and don't tell DE this. You'd say, oh, wait, whoa, this is no good, man. Okay, you'd say, why? Because you'd say the galvanized reflex combo doesn't affect the staff, right? I'll prove you wrong. So, what I'm gonna do now is just I'm gonna go to the enemies, like so. I think it's a bug, so don't tell DE or I don't care, whatever you want. So, here you go, activating. Check. I want you to pay attention to the damage now. Right. 61. 700. Right. There we go. 400. 3 million. 500. Right. This is like, we're going like with 5 combo multiplier. Right. Now, if we go full DVS, armor stripping them and so on. This is a slam, but I'm just using it for heavy to show you. Go. 16 million. 31 million. See the power of the VS, boys. Alright, let's go one more time. Go. Boom. 16 million. 98 million. 31 million. Boom. 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 Now, same thing we're going to do, but I will show it to you without the DVS. But whatever, it's like activate DVS. I'm just going to jump in the air. Like so. And then slam. 41 million. There you go. 22 million. Just with 5 combo multipliers. But of course, you can't go more than that. It's enough. 5 is enough. You can kill even level cap with 77 million. Imagine if you had 12 combo multiplier constantly, but you can't equip crescendo on this guy. Look at that, 37 and stuff like that. Now, okay, Hank, how would you prove to us that the reflex actually working? So you saw all those numbers. If I take down the reflex, check this out. I'll show it to you without DVS. And then we do the DVS. Alright, jumping. We're going to be heavy attacking normally. As you can see, 200. 3 million. Yeah, you'd say, oh, yeah, 3 million. No, no. Just wait. That's 400. 1,000. 174. You're doing good. There you go. There you go. There you go. Alright. Now, same thing. I will summon them and activate the DVS. So to be fair for both tests. Go. 2 million. 3 million. 6 million. Go. Now I'll be doing the same thing. All I'm gonna do now indifferent. I will be slamming. So we see the slam damage, can it scale? Look at that. Going. Yes. Jumping in the air. And boom. 15 million. Jumping in the air. Get them armor stripped. 8 million. Let's summon them one more time. Sure. This is the progress of learning, boys. Go. Boom. As you can see, the damage is nowhere near the combo. 12 million. Like, your top will be like 29 million-ish. And you will not bypass that. Let's see. Boom, 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 boom. Boom. There you go. 9 million something. So, you see, the combo from the galvanized reflex actually works. Really. And I got very, very, very surprised today when I was benchmarking the build before I released this video. There you go. Really, really crazy. Now we got the 5 combo. Boom. 87 million. You don't even need a magistar. You don't need some potions. You don't need anything. Wukong himself can work his slam by his own stuff. And if you paid attention to the speedrun, I was subsuming the Tempest Barrage on the 4th ability. But then, of course, before I release a build, I do more benchmarking and more level caps. In case you didn't know that. But works really good. I'm very impressed. Now, of course, you can play him normal like this. But, right, either you go heavy attacks, pull DVS like so, and summon the twin, and you go like, hold on, let's so just go like so, boom, 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 destroying everything, like one-shotting them, or just like use another weapon, and you'll be good to go. Now, if you don't have any mod or any arcane from what I showed today, it's really simple. You go to the Codex Universe mod, you type the mod right here. For example, let's say you saw, let's say Seismic wave right here. You hover over it and you'll see it drops from the Balef and Tusk River. If you don't know where to find them, simply go to Warframe Wiki, type the name, and it will show you where you go there. And same goes for the arcanes. Very simple and easy to farm them. Some of them you will have to wait for Baruki tier to bring them, especially the primed ones. In the end, I want to say Wukong is 10 out of 10, despite even a lot of nerfs, a lot of fixes. He received the boy, but he's really powerful and really good. And I hope this video is informative and it helps you make maybe your own build, helps you understand Wukong, helps you move around his kit, helps you build his weapons and stuff like that. Let me know in the comments below. There's been a lot of effort making this video, but this is the new approach I am taking. Let me know if you like this new approach, explaining the details, where to farm stuff. Like when you watch the video, you can actually get all the information you need about the Warframe, from how to get him to actually build him for level cap. I want to say special thanks to anyone ever supported the channel by liking, subbing, commenting, sharing my content, joining my Discord link in the description. Special thanks, and I'm almost reaching a partner with Twitch, so don't forget to go follow me on Twitch. Much appreciated, guys. If you're not subbed by now, hit that sub and hit like. It helps a lot with the algorithm, means the world, guys. And I want to say special thanks to the members: Yareli Main, Broken Shot, Yahya Ben Zaid, Banana Man, Julian Jigobot, Bisaba, Ernest, Arnie, Alex, and Lord Hal. Special VIPs, The Voiceless 1-2, The Undisputed Donator, Free Hate, All of Donations, Free Hate, Kali Recall, Free, Victor, Mr. V, Mika Wesa, and the Hamza, Yareli Main, Black Magic, Banana Man, Milan, Ilnot No Master. Big love to you all, and I'll see you guys next time.